evening and welcome to the news across the country. Osun government cautions commuters on prioritizing commercial cyclists. Reports of the week focuses on flag-off sighting of dumping sites by Osun state government. Government kills soldier in Abia State. Osun state government has charged members of the public to be security conscious by patronizing only commercial cyclists with state government's riders' jackets and identification cards. The special advisor to the Governor of Works and Transport, Engineer Olatoke Olaniyan, who spoke against the backdrop of alleged criminal acts centered on kidnapping by some Ogada riders, noted that the state government has put necessary security measures in place for safety of those patronizing commercial cyclists in the state. Engineer Olatoke, who spoke in an exclusive interview with OSBC News, disclosed that the security measures by the state government include customized jackets and identification cards for commercial cyclists operating in the state for easier identification by members of the public. Here's a detailed interview.
We have tried our best in contribution with the Osun State Government and Ministry of Works and Transport. We have had identified uniform for each members of the union. There are 6 unions in Osun State. Each union has its own identification uniform. My own is orange in color. So it was unfortunate for us that our people, many refuse to collect the uniform. Others that are collected, they are not wearing it. They just put it under the seat. And if the government can assist us in monitoring these people will be here, will be wearing it.
Our advice to member is that all this one that is already here, that gets ready, they should come and obtain it. All this one that is ready now, we advise them to come and obtain their uniform. So we now make a process for those who are not out by the government.
As Osun State Governor, Mr. Adigboyega Oyetola has given approval for the commencement of this year's edition of the essay competition commemorating the independence anniversary of the country. The interested participants have been called upon to make entries for the competition. This is contained in the release by the Commissioner for Regional Integration and Special Duties, Engineer Olalekan Badmus. The release indicates that the topic for participants from secondary schools is reawakening the passion for agriculture to ensure adequate food security in Nigeria, which way out, while the topic for tertiary institution is with abundant resources Nigeria can leverage on to develop the nation's economy can be turned around to make the country a prosperous nation. Do you agree? According to the release, the secondary school participants are expected to write not less than 750 words, while the participants from tertiary institutions should write not less than 1,200 words. The statement adds that the essay competition is aimed at promoting reading and writing culture, encouraging healthy and intellectual competition among students of secondary and tertiary institutions in the state. The participants are instructed to submit their entries as attachment in Microsoft Word for all PDF formats only. Meanwhile, the Minister of Education, Mr. Adamu, has denied getting directives from President Muhammadu Buhari to end the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities within 2 weeks. Addressing newsmen today during the weekly ministerial briefing, Mr. Adamu said the President had directed him to end the industrial action within the shortest time possible without a specific statement refutes the assertion of Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, who had disclosed that President Buhari added that the strike be halted in 2 weeks. Mr. Adamu's briefing further revealed that the end of the strike is not in sight, owing to the refusal of the federal government to pay the union the backlog of salaries withheld as punishment for embarking on the industrial action. The minister admitted that some other university-based unions might return to work within the next week, but ASU remains uncertain. Mr. Damo argued that lecturers had maintained their position to go on an unnecessary strike despite the 2.5 trillion naira spent on education by the Buhari's administration through the Tertiary Education Fund, TEFA, and Universal Basic Education UBEC, surpassing the 1.2 trillion naira demanded by HASU. It should be recalled that the industrial strike action has now entered its 7th month, with ASU dialoguing with its members regarding its end. Nigerians will be able to open an e-Naira wallet and conduct transactions by simply using a designated USSD code on any phone as from next week. To carry out these transactions, Nigerians will only have to dial star 997 from their phones. Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele stated this at the grand finale of the 2022 e-Naira action in Nigeria. Shortly after this, both merchants and consumers with bank accounts can use the NIBSS Instant Payments (NIP) to transfer and receive e-Naira to any bank account. The CBN governor reiterated his promise to increase the level of financial inclusion in the country, because just like the Naira, the e-Naira is expected to be accessible to all Nigerians and will provide more possibilities to bring in the unbanked into the digital economy. The Director General of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation (OSBC), like Mr. Rashid Folaranmi, has been appointed as the Public Relations Officer of Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Bon Zone C. The Bon Zone C Chairman, Dikin Oladejo Wolabi, made this known in Ibadan, Oyo State capital, while inaugurating new executives of Bon Zone C. Details of the inauguration ceremony are now presented from our studios.
The new executives of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, Zone C Southwest, have been inaugurated in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, at the event which took place at the boardroom of Metropolitan Broadcasting Service, home of Impact Business Radio, Amutajiro, and African Impact Television, AITV, Akobo Ibadan. The BON Zone C chairman, Dikin Oladejo, said the new administration will work to integrate all licensed broadcasting outfits in the Southwest. Dikin Oladejo insisted that professionalism will be properly entrenched during his tenure. The new chairman, after taking his oath of office, also administered oaths on other members of the executive present, including his own new secretary and general manager of Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, Mrs. Toyin Shogbeso, general manager, pensioner 106.7 FM Ibadan, Dr. Babatunde Tiamiyu, assistant secretary, and Mr. Rashid Folaranmi, director general of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, as public relations officer, PRO.
As the public relations officer, swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my position.
The chairman, Dikin Oladejo, then read the objectives and vocal points of the new executives.
The mission of the new executive include training and retraining of member station staff in order to enhance professionalism in the industry. We intend to encourage more broadcasting organizations to join Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria so as to improve the quality of broadcast services in Nigeria and beyond. To encourage other growing stations in order to have a solid base in the industry. That is the whole essence of our thinking of training and retraining.
The new executives promised to discharge their duties with sincerity towards protecting the aims of the organization across the state in the Southwest Zone. Other members of the executive of the BON Zone C Southwest who could not make it to the inaugural meeting, including Dr. Ambrose Shomide of Radio Dial Communication Lagos as vice chairman and Mrs. Amina Atairu of Rave Television Lagos.
This is the news across the country coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ile-Awiye Okebale Osogbo, Voice of the West. Now, our mid-news message. Drive carefully behind the wheels. Overspeed kills. Don't waste your life. A little care will take you to your destination. In an attempt to make Osun State free from pandemic and other environment-related hazards, dump sites have been created in each of the local government in the state. Said Adeboje covered the flag-off ceremony for OSBC Report of the Week. Here are details.
The popular saying that cleanliness is next to godliness was put to play as the state government of Osun created dump sites across the local government that make up the state to correct the habit of indiscriminate dump of waste among residents. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony of the dump site creation, Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment and Sanitation, Prince Rufus Oyebile, expressed the state government concern on ways and manners people dispose their waste. According to him, the expanse of land to be used as dump sites in Iragbiji is an indication that Governor Adegboyega Oyetola is committed to the healthy living of all in the state. Prince Oyegbile noted that the state government could not afford to record another epidemic, hence it appealed to the residents of the state to take cleanliness of their environment as paramount.
The use and the advantages of a dump site cannot be overemphasized. Why? All the filthy things, all the dirtiness, things from the market, refuse that are generated in the market, refuse that are generated by our daily activities in our homes, when they are ably kept in drums, in cans, in our different homes, with the support of the private sector participation in refuse collection, the PSP, they will be brought to this dump site.
Speaking in the same vein, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Public Health, Dr. Shiji Olamiju, Secretary Osun Argon, Mr. Oladusu Olubisi, and the Chairman, Borikwe Local Government, Apostle Samson Oyebode, said that a clean environment is a safe one, calling on individuals, most especially the market women, to always make their premises clean. Sanitarian Olufemi Ola is the President, Environmental Health Officers Association of Nigeria, Osun State Chapter, while speaking expressed the readiness of its officers to ensure that people obey environmental sanitation laws to its letters.
Staff given their ownership of dustbin in our various houses. Let us ensure that we engage services of PSP, because it will be wrong for individuals to come here to dump refuse. So it's essential that we key into government's arrangement, and I want to appreciate the government once again for nipping it in the bud to ensure that once and for all we get it done. And this is not done here at Iragbiji alone. It will go to all councils, all 30 plus 1 councils within the Osun State.
The state government did not stop at creating dump sites, as the Special Advisor on Environment and Sanitation, Prince Rufus Oyegbile, hosted market women led by Alaja Awawu Ashindemade, the Yaloja General, to a meeting. He told them of Governor Oyetola's decision to procure new skip eaters, just as he implored them to always engage in the weekly Thursday market sanitation exercise. The market women leaders, in a unanimous voice, pledged to support the state government at ensuring a clean environment. Said Adeboje, OSBC News.
Meanwhile, environmental workers in the Federal Capital Territory have threatened to shut down all public cemeteries in Abuja. The workers who locked up Kudu Cemetery in the nation's capital succumbed to the pressure from the presidency and opened the facility today. The angry workers attributed their action to the failure of FCT administration to implement a new salary structure for them. Chairman of the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporation, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees, Comrade Mukhtar Bala, said although the union has agreed to reopen some cemeteries, it will shut down all if their demands are not met. In continuation of the clearance operations in bandits and terrorist enclaves in Kaduna and other parts of the northwest zone, security operatives have rescued 3 people who were kidnapped by bandits along the Zaria-Kano road. The captives, according to security sources, were kidnapped from a neighboring state and taken down to Kaduna by their abductors. According to the Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mrs. Sami Aruwan, the victims were rescued by troops conducting patrols around Ogwam Namama along the Zaria Kano Road. Also recovered from the bandits were 9 rustled animals comprising 1 cow and 8 sheep. Report says the rescued persons have been reunited with their families, and the recovered animals were handed over to local authorities to proper identification and retrieval. The operatives of the Edo State Police Command have discovered 20 mummified corpses made up of 15 males, 3 females, and 2 children in a building along Asoro Slope off Ekenwa Road, Isebu Quarters, Benin City. The Edo Police Command disclosed this in a statement by the Deputy Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Jennifer Ibiago, today. ASP Ibiago said the portions of its operational mandate of nipping crimes in the board, operatives of the Edo State Police Command have ruffled a suspected ritual shrine. According to our following credible information at the command's disposal, that some corpses were recovered in a building along Asoro Slope off Ekwene Road, Isebu Quarters, Benin City. Operatives of the command immediately sworn into action and mobilized to the scene. The police commissioner has therefore enjoined the general public to be calm as the command will continue to ensure the safety of all law-abiding citizens and those residing in Edo State. In the meantime, government have killed a yet to be identified soldiers serving at the 14th Brigade Headquarters Goodluck Jonathan Barracks, Ofia, in Ebem Ofia local government area of Abia State. It was also gathered soldiers responding to a distress call from one of their colleagues who escaped from being killed in Ebem community, killed 2 of the gunmen. It was also learned that the deceased soldier was apparently in the community for an errand before he was killed by gunmen who trailed him to the community. The incident caused panic in the area, forcing some owners to close shops for fear of possible invasion of the community. A source in the Ebem who confirmed the incident told journalists that the gun duel took them by surprise and that the people were saddened over the death of the soldier. The Army Populations Officer, 14th Brigade Innocent O'Malley, could not be reached for comments, but the source from the brigade appealed that anonymity confirmed the incident. The National Under-20 women's team, the Falconet, will meet the Under-20 girls of the Netherlands in the quarterfinal of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup on Monday. Adeyemi Abodere has more on sports updates.
Nigeria's under-20 girls, the Falconet, set a World Cup group stage perfect record for themselves after beating Canada 3-1 in Alajuela Thursday morning to finish with a perfect 9 points in Group C of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Head coach Chris Danjuma said before the encounter that his girls would seek to win even as a quarter-final ticket was already in the bag in order to sustain their winning mentality following hard-fought victories over France and South Korea. That was exactly what the Falconet did. Africa's best team considered their first goal of the competition in an accidental manner following goalkeeper Omini Oyono's poor management of a back pass from Jumoke Alani that granted Kala Nova a goal in less than 2 minutes. Midfielder Esther Onyenezide scored from the penalty spot in the 24th minute to pull the Falconet level. Onyenezide shot Nigeria ahead also from the spot in the 32nd minute, while Chioma Olize got Nigeria's third goal in the second half. Their Imperial campaign in the group stage hands the Falconet a quarter-final date with the Netherlands on Monday morning. Meanwhile, ahead of the 2022 Women's CAF Champions League regional qualifiers, Nigeria's representatives, Bayelsa Queens, has arrived at Cote d'Ivoire, venue of the championship. Bayelsa Queens qualified to represent the country after they emerged the winner of the Super 6 playoff in Benin City, Edo State. The team departed for Cote d'Ivoire on Tuesday after staying in a close camp for quite some time. Bayelsa Queens are placed in a group alongside Ghanaian champion Ampem Dakwa Ladies and Atleta FC of Togo. The winner of the competition in Cote d'Ivoire will represent the region in the competition proper in Morocco. In the meantime, the MPFL La Liga champions Raymond Stars and the under-15 teams of Oyo, Osun and Ekiti got their first 3 points in Match Day 1 of the maiden edition of the Taiwo Ogunjobi Under-15 Memorial Cup. The opening fixture of the week-long saga fiesta at the sport complex of Atauja School of Science, Osogbo, lived up to its hype after Oyo Under-15 got the better of their bitter rivals Lagos with a 2-1 scoreline in the opening fixtures of Group B. 10-man team game, Osun defeated their Ondo State counterpart 1-0 thanks to Jimoh Kamaldeen's 49th minute strike in the Ogun Derby. Remo Stars claimed the bragging right after they beat Ogun State under-15 team 2-0 in the last game of the match. They won Kwara State 1-0 in a keenly contested match to earn a valuable 3 points. The disciplinary committee of Italy has launched an investigation into the racist chants towards Super Eagles and Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. The incident happened throughout the game at Bentagode Stadium on Monday, which Napoli won 5-2 against Hellas Verona. After scoring his goal, Osimhen kicked the ball into the stands and then made a mocking crying gesture into the camera, referring to those who were hurling racist insults at him. Former assistant coach of the Serbian national team, Alexander Boskovic, has been appointed coach of Nigeria's senior volleyball team. Alexander won a large number of trophies and awards with the senior team of Serbia and is hoping to bring that experience to Nigeria team. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abodeoni.
To end the news across the country, here again are the major point. Osun State government has charges members of the public on the need to be security conscious by ensuring that they patronize commercial motorcyclists with riders' jackets and legal means of identification. Reports of the way focused on the flag of sighting of dump sites by Osun State government. Government have killed a yet to be identified soldier serving at the 14th Brigade headquarters, Goodluck Jonathan Barracks, Ofia, in Ebem Ofia local government area of Abia State. And that was the news across the country, edited by Olushola Egbodofo. For more about us, you can visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.